Have you ever experienced that moment when someone you cared about suddenly starts to act desperate the minute they sense you're losing interest? It's a perplexing shift that can leave you wondering about the motivations behind their behavior. In this video, we'll dive deep into the psychology of this emotional transformation and uncover how Stoic wisdom offers valuable insights to help us navigate such situations with grace and resilience. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits home for many of us: how desperation manifests when someone realizes you've lost interest in them. This reaction can be perplexing and even frustrating, but it offers valuable insights into human behavior. By exploring this emotional shift through the lens of Stoicism, we can learn not only about others' motivations, but also about ourselves. Before moving further, make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment below about how Stoicism has helped you in your life. Let's dive in. 1. Emotional shift creates desperation. When someone realizes that you've lost interest in them, their emotions can shift dramatically. This change often leads to desperation. At first, they may have felt confident or even taken your attention for granted. But when they sense that you're pulling away, a sense of loss triggers panic. This desperation is driven by fear of rejection, fear of losing control, and fear of not being valued. Stoicism teaches us that external events, like someone losing interest, should not disturb our inner peace. The other person's desperation comes from their attachment to something they can't control: your feelings. As Marcus Aurelius taught, we must focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions. Desperation comes from clinging to the illusion that we can control others. When we detach from the need for constant validation, we gain freedom. This emotional shift shows how important it is to remain grounded and not let others' changing feelings affect our own well-being. Staying calm and rational helps us handle the situation with clarity, while desperation clouds the judgment of the person who feels abandoned. 2. Silence as a powerful tool. In Stoicism, silence is a powerful tool, especially when dealing with situations where emotions are high. When someone realizes you've lost interest, they might try to reach out, demand explanations, or even manipulate you into re-engaging. In these moments, silence speaks louder than words. Instead of reacting emotionally or explaining yourself, remaining silent allows you to maintain control of the situation and your emotions. Silence creates space for reflection. It gives both parties the time to think. For the person who is desperate, your silence forces them to confront their own insecurities and fears. For you, it's an opportunity to practice self-discipline, avoiding unnecessary conflict. By using silence, you send a clear message that you are not easily swayed by emotional outbursts or attempts to regain your attention. It's a reminder that sometimes the most effective way to communicate is to say nothing at all, allowing your actions, or lack thereof, to convey your true feelings. 3. Fear of loss. The fear of loss is a powerful emotion that can drive people to act in desperate ways. When someone realizes you've lost interest in them, this fear can become overwhelming. They start to panic at the thought of losing you, which can lead them to behave erratically. This fear is often rooted in the idea that they are losing something valuable: your affection, attention, or companionship. The Stoics teach us that we should recognize and accept the things we cannot control, including other people's feelings. This means that many of our fears, like the fear of losing someone, can be exaggerated by our thoughts. Instead of focusing on what they might lose, the person feeling this fear should reflect on what is truly within their control, like their own reactions and mindset. By understanding that loss is a natural part of life, they can begin to view the situation differently. Accepting that everything is temporary can lead to a healthier perspective. When you lose interest in someone, it may be a chance for both of you to grow and learn. Rather than letting fear dictate their actions, the person should embrace the idea that every ending can lead to a new beginning. This Stoic approach allows for personal growth and the opportunity to develop resilience in the face of loss. 4. Psychology behind silence. Silence has a unique psychological impact on human behavior, especially in emotional situations. When you stop responding to someone who is desperate for your attention, your silence can create a significant psychological effect. This quiet response forces the other person to confront their feelings without any distraction. In Stoicism, we learn that words can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or escalate tensions. Therefore, choosing silence can serve as a powerful strategy. It communicates that you are not easily swayed by their emotions or attempts to manipulate the situation. In other words, your silence allows you to maintain control over your thoughts and emotions, rather than getting caught up in someone else's drama. This approach can also prompt the other person to reflect on their own behavior and feelings. They may start to realize the reality of the situation, which can lead to personal growth. While silence can seem cold, it often encourages introspection. By not reacting, you create a space for clarity and understanding, both for yourself and for the other person. This teaches them that relationships require mutual respect and that desperation is not an attractive quality. Ultimately, embracing silence can be a wise choice that reflects your self-control and emotional strength. 5. Attention-seeking behavior. When someone realizes you've lost interest, their reaction can often manifest as attention-seeking behavior. This is a natural response to feeling insecure and anxious about the potential loss of your connection. They may resort to dramatic actions, frequent calls, or public displays of affection to regain your attention. This behavior stems from a deep-rooted desire for validation and reassurance. The Stoics teach us to recognize our own motives and the motives of others. They remind us that seeking approval from others is ultimately futile. Instead of chasing after your attention, the person should reflect on their own self-worth and understand that true value comes from within, not from external validation. When you lose interest, it sends a signal that they need to look deeper into their own insecurities. Instead of trying to win you back through attention-seeking behaviors, they might benefit from focusing on self-improvement and understanding their own emotions. This internal shift can lead to healthier relationships in the future. By practicing self-awareness, they can learn to cope with feelings of desperation in a more constructive way. Recognizing that their worth isn't tied to your attention is a crucial step toward emotional maturity. In summary, when someone realizes you've lost interest, their desperation is a complex interplay of fear, insecurity, and the instinct to cling to what they might lose. Understanding this can empower us to respond with compassion rather than frustration. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate inner strength and maintain our composure, which ultimately leads to healthier relationships and emotional resilience. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from understanding these emotional dynamics. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on future content exploring Stoic wisdom and personal growth. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this topic. Have you experienced this kind of desperation from others? How did you handle it? I'd love to hear your stories.